YouTube, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. As you can see from the title of the video today, we're going to be doing more TesseracT on the channel. Now before we go anywhere, I just want to obviously mark the milestone that today does actually mark the last day of January. We are doing this on the 31st of January and I'm going to be editing it, getting it out for you guys today. It is Sunday at the moment. So whether or not I'm going to continue on, obviously we have uploaded a video every single day of January, which is something I set out for the new year. We've done that. There was some bumpy days where I didn't really feel like doing it. Ironically, today was actually one of those days that I was just kind of like, oh, I just stayed up late last night, woke up late today, and then you just start yourself on, you know, a downward spiral. But we are here now. It's once I get in front of the camera, once the lights are on, everything, you know, I feel at home, but it's the thought of actually getting up and doing it. But before we get into this, guys, obviously we're doing King, which is the next track after Luminary on the Sonder album. We did actually receive something in the post, which I'm excited to show you guys. You'll see here, we have got the Altered State vinyl. Shout out to Amazon for literally getting this here within like 2 days. No import fees or anything like that, which was nice. But yeah, I mean, Amazon absolutely kill it every time we're getting deliveries out to you a few days after you've actually ordered it. And that's not even Amazon Prime, that's just like a standard delivery. But yeah, I have listened to the entire 2 sides of the album. You get basically, you get the A and B side for the full album, and then you get the instrumental side as well. So you actually get 4 records in the case. The only thing that's let it down is my actual physical setup, the vinyl player itself. My sister had gotten my dad a record player for his birthday, but you know, it's not a higher end record player. The speakers we have are like the standard ones that come with the player. So we will look into getting a better sound system, getting an amplifier to really get the best out of it, because I know what this album sounds like in my car, for example, which has quite a nice sound system. I know how good it can sound. So playing it off the record, you know, as nice as it is to have the physical copy and playing it off an actual record, having, you know, being able to feel it, it's tangible. Having a better audio quality is always going to be the best, no matter what. I mean, I suppose I'd probably show you guys, for anyone who doesn't actually have it, maybe I can just show you what it comes like, because maybe some people will not have had it before or don't have it, because I know it's quite expensive for an album, but I believe it is worth it. You know, I probably wouldn't have paid this for any other album. But you get this with it. So this is the album itself. You get this nice bit of artwork, the whatever that is, I don't really know what they call them, but it's kind of like a 3D effect. And then you obviously have the records themselves in the case. This is the Of Matter side, so I believe we have Proxy, Retrospect and Resist on this. Then we've got Nocturne and I believe just Exile. And then we have Of Reality on the other disc. I won't get it out because it's a lot of chopping and changing. And then you have, on the other side of that, you have Of Energy. So all in all, guys, this has been my favorite album that I've done on this channel. So it's nice to finally have a physical representation of that. And then when we do get into the new setup, I'll find a nice spot for this somewhere in the setup, maybe in the wall in the background or just in a case somewhere. I don't really know. But guys, without any further ado, we're going to jump into King. Always excited to do TesseracT. They're not the most popular band in the world when it comes to the views and stuff we get on this channel, but my god, I'm not going to stop because they have so many good tracks and I'm continuously blown away by them. So yeah. Also, I forgot to mention that we do have the music video. less mainstream sounding from what we got from Luminary, because that was one of the main points I took from that video, was that it almost sounded generic. And a lot of people did agree with me in the comment section that it was kind of vocals from Dan that we hadn't, well, I personally hadn't heard from the Polaris album. It felt as if they'd made an attempt to go a little bit more mainstream, especially like the length of the track. It almost kind of went away from the progressive sounding, the progressive sound of metal that TesseracT are known for. They still had a lot of the kind of nuances in their music, you know, in that track, but it did sound like with the really kind of, the chorus just sounded so catered towards a radio play, and the fact that the track is only like 3 minutes long, it just suits that mold so much. But this one already sounds a little bit more what I would be into TesseracT for. Okay, that's something I haven't heard much, or if really anything, from Dan at all, is his screaming ability. Now, I've always seen in the comments that this album in particular, and I think One is one of their earlier albums as well, has a lot of examples of the range in which Dan can sing in. He has screams in his locker, which you don't really see a lot of in albums like Polaris, which is the only thing I've really been exposed to him. Obviously, Ash from the Altered State album has that higher ability, you know, he can hit those higher notes. But having seen portions of the Portals live show that TesseracT released for, you know, a few days, I'm not going to mention how I got my hands on those, but, you know, I seen the Of Matter intro section, and yeah, Dan definitely done a really fucking good job, because I was very curious to see, you know, because I didn't want to spoil the rest of their discography by watching that entire the Portals show. So I did only do the Of Matter section, the intro to the actual show, because I was so curious to see how Dan would sound, you know, singing a track that was originally sung by Ash, because obviously there is quite a few differences. It does appear that Ash can sing a little bit higher and hit those higher notes. So I was really curious to see how Dan would cope with it, and he done a really good job. Now, obviously he had to cater it towards his own vocal style, but it did show to me that he has a little bit more in his locker than what I'd originally thought from Polaris. So it's swinging back and forth between who's my favourite vocalist. I do think that Dan really nails those screams, and I believe that, like I said, from the album One, I believe that he does show off that screaming style a lot more as well. And maybe I think TesseracT are a little bit heavier back then, so we'll have to wait and see as we move on. I know obviously in Concealing Fate and everything, that was a big part of the song, was, or that trilogy or that section of parts was a Concealing Fate 1 to 6. He had quite a few screams in the portions that I did see of that. So interesting so far. I do like this style a little bit more than what I've previously heard from Luminary, but we'll keep going. Also, I have no idea what's going on in the music video. I'm absolutely awful when it comes to trying to dissect what's happening in live time, because it's always something real metaphorical that you need to actually like think about. And when I'm also trying to listen to music, it's just not happening. But it's nice to have on screen, I suppose. But it can sometimes take away from the music, I have found. Like, I am quite focused in the video for some reason. That is one thing I really like about TesseracT as well, is that deeper cut tone, the real dark, mysterious tone that they just pulled in there. You have the kind of more melodic, lighter side with Dan's vocals, but then they have that ability to just switch it like that, and you heard it just there, where it just gets real dark, and you know, it has that atmosphere about it, the real grungy atmosphere with that kind of bass, dirty tone. It's that dirty tone, the really groovy tone, but sometimes they just get real dark with it, and it just sounds so good. I don't know how much Dan has to do with the video production, but I actually just watched his Runes video last night, just on my own time, because I was really curious to see what he was like as a solo artist, and there's a lot of similarities in these kind of videos to what was in Runes. So I'd say he has quite a lot to do with the video production, just based on what I've seen from his solo project as well. Why do I recognize that guy? Who is he? I feel like I should know him. This reminds me of Stranger Things or something, just the way the video has been built. Order the new album. I mean, yeah, that one was definitely a little bit more enjoyable than what I heard from Luminary. I think maybe the video may have again taken away from the track itself, but you know, I'll go back and listen to it in my own time again, as I always do with these videos. But yeah, I mean, definitely a much better track than Luminary. Well, maybe not much better, but more up my street. More what I'd expect from TesseracT. Now, I did feel like Luminary was their attempt at doing something maybe a little bit more radio friendly, which there is nothing wrong with, but it just wasn't something that really struck out to me. But we've done Luminary, we've done King. Apparently Orbital and Juno need to be played together, and then Smile and The Arrow, I believe. But yeah, I think they all kind of need to go together at some points. They all kind of tie into each other quite well, apparently. So yeah, just to get into the lyrics of the track, I see on Genius here, it says, "Far too often we find ourselves led into conflict and inner turmoil. Life is surely a battle. History has a bad habit of repeating itself, and when living with the constraints of an onerous life, it's easy to overlook the greatest gift we've ever received, life itself." And that is a direct quote from Dan Tompkins about this track. So I mean, in my own time, I will obviously dig into the lyrics a little bit more, see if I do really like the track, because that is the case with a lot of TesseracT tracks. I need to listen to it a few times before I can really kind of, you know, get along with it. Such was the case with Altered State, and now I've got the physical copy behind me because I've enjoyed it so much. But anyway guys, that is going to be me for the video. this is wrapping up the January uploads. It is day 31 in a row of the uploads. So if you did enjoy, if you did, I suppose, come along with me at any point, if you've only tuned in for the TesseracT videos, then please do let me know by dropping a like in this video. Make sure you're a sub to the channel. Maybe we'll continue on through February. Who knows? I'll decide tomorrow if I want to take a day off or maybe 2 days off. But anyway, guys, thank you as always for watching. I'm signing out. Take care of yourselves. Cheers.